All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are super excited to have you all here. So I know everyone is slowly making their way into the room. So as you are making your way in the room, hang tight because we are officially kicking off another fantastic edition of Live from the Chef's Apprentice. So we're giving you a second here as you're all making your way in the room. So welcome, welcome everyone to another edition of Live from Chef's Apprentice. So today we are here to help with the Hispanic Heritage Month. Our chefs are going to be showing you food today from Puerto Rico, from Cuba, from Mexico. It is guaranteed to get your taste buds jumping. So you don't want to hear from me. You want to hear from the professionals. So without further ado, I would love to turn it over to all my folks over there in the Chef's Apprentice right now. We have with us today Chef Tom, we have Chef Steve, and Chef Nadishka. So please, let's turn it over to them and let's get started.
Well, thank you for the introduction. I'm Chef Steve. Behind me here, this is Chef Tom, and this is Chef Nanishka Carlson. So we're going to do some different dishes today from Cuba, Cuba, Mexico, and Puerto Rico. So first, we're going to start off with Cuba. So one of the dishes that I found was Cubano. So it's a sandwich. We're going to do it in we're going to do it from instead of a traditional. Usually you see it in like a sub roll, but we're going to do it in like a panini kind of style today. So first, I'm going to start off with showing you our rub that I put on our pork loin. So in a hey, that bowl, please, Chef Tom, small one. Thank you. So our Cuban rub consists of got some onion powder, some brown sugar, it gives you a little bit of sweetness, a lot of salt, some cumin, and black pepper. What we're going to do is we're going to mix this up. And now it becomes a dry rub. So you see different rubs out there. A lot of people use wet rubs. They like to mix a little bit of oil in with things. But this one consists of, like I said, a dry rub. So what I did was, I just wanted to show you the basics of this. We're going to use this in a little bit for another component of my dish. So just you can mix it all together with your hands. It's the easiest way to combine it all. You could use a whisk. Probably not the best way to do it, just because whisks are sometimes bulky. As long as you have a glove, you can mix it all up. So that's our spice rub. So first I'm going to show you our pork loin. So this is our pork loin. I roasted this earlier this morning. 325 for, I'm gonna say maybe about 45 minutes to an hour. I did it slow because it keeps all the juices inside of it. And then what you do is you let it cool down. So as your protein cools, all those juices stay within your meat instead of leaking out. And do the same way with if you cook a steak, it's the same kind of concept. So just slide this off to the side. As you can see, you got some nice crystallization on the top of this. All that's from the brown sugar. So what I did is I patted my pork loin dry first, and then I applied the rub. Because if you apply the rub with just the cryovac juices, it doesn't present a good product. So I'm just going to slice this down a little bit. I'm going to cut off the ends. You can see all those juices. If I squeeze it just a little bit, you can see them come out. So as it cooled, they all stayed within my meat. So for this sandwich, you want to try to get this as thin as you can. If you have a slicer, that's probably the easiest way to do it, which we do, but I just kind of wanted to show you the nice slices as I'm cutting it. And on top of the pork loin, you're going to have this fat cap. They all come with a fat cap. So as you cut it, it's gonna kind of move and get in the way just a touch, not too much. Set that off to the side for now. So you want some nice thin and even slices. The reason why you want thin slices is because everything will heat up evenly together. So we're gonna move this off to the side. We're gonna start building our sandwich. So I'm gonna start with a little bit of butter in the bottom of my pan. You're at home, and if you want to use a different alternative, you can use oil. We have some multi-grain bread here. So you can really use any bread, it's whatever your choice is. Doesn't really matter. It's some people use sourdough. I'm a huge fan of Italian bread at home. It's my favorite. You can use wheat bread. There's just so many different. You can use rye bread. This is very similar to a rye bread. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build this. So one of the components of the sandwich is a little different. It has mustard on the inside. You're like, Chef Steve, mustard? That's kind of weird on certain sandwiches. It is. It's not typical in all these sandwiches. So, but I did a combination of Dijon mustard and spicy brown mustard. I'm a huge fan of both of them, so I just kind of did a combination of the two of them. Move that off to the side. Once our pan gets nice and hot here, I'm gonna put our sandwich down open face. When I mean open face, I'm just gonna open it just like so. This also has some Swiss cheese in it. You can switch out the Swiss cheese if you want. It's all a preference, but typically this sandwich does get Swiss cheese in it. Start with that. So something else this sandwich gets is also some ham. And I know you're telling me you get ham and pork. It's very traditional for this kind of sandwich. We're going to toast that up. And then our pork loin that we cut to begin with is going to go in next. If you want to, you could always heat this up in the pan first if you want, or you can always heat it up in the microwave. That's also an option too, if that's an easier route for you. So it's basically one big grilled cheese sandwich. It just has a lot of different components in it. You could also do different meat instead of ham in it. Different variations. You could also put salami in it. Was another option that you can do as well. So it's a very versatile sandwich. And one of the other things that get it will be dill pickles. So I'm gonna let this go a little bit, kind of let this heat up. And the next thing I'm gonna show you is our other component we're gonna have in it. So one of the traditional sides that you get in Cuban cuisine is yuca. So I'm just gonna fold this over. I'll turn it down once, put my pickles in it. You're gonna see your bread gets nice and golden brown. Just like so. So I'm just gonna let the heat melt that a little bit. So my next thing I'm gonna show you is our side dish. Like I said, a lot of places use yuca as a side. But today I'm gonna show you a little bit different of a variation. I'm just gonna do a potato chip. So a lot of people are like, what is this tool that Chef Steve has right here? So this is called a mandolin. It's very, very sharp and very, very dangerous if you don't know how to use it properly. See if they can zoom in on it. Just gonna show you. So there's different different blades on this. So there's a ripple cut that you see on most potato chips, and there's just like a straight slicer cut. So what we're gonna do, we're actually gonna do, it cooperates with me. We're just gonna do a straight cut for a potato. So I'm actually gonna do it a little bit off to the side here, because you want a level surface. It's gonna be a little bit hard to see at first, but all you're doing, you're taking your potato and you're just going right on the mandolin. You want to be careful to keep your hand and fingers away from the blade. So as you see, as you do the potato, all this starch comes out. That's what your product gets stuck on whenever you're slicing it, and you just want to be careful. You can also use a cutting glove. I just don't have one with me today. A cutting glove prevents you from cutting your hand. It'll hit the glove instead of your finger. So we got some really thin chips here that we're gonna fry up. I have some behind me. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna set this off to the side. We're gonna finish this in a little bit so we can start to work on our next dish. Yep. Set this off to the side. We'll come back to that in a little bit. All right. So Nana, what's our next dish we're working on?
We're gonna be making a chicken sofrito. We call it pollo guisado.
That sounds delicious.
Oh yeah, it's delicious.
All right, I'm gonna turn the floor over to you
All right,
so you can start working on that.
no problem. All right, chef. Oh, thank you, chef. All right,
There you go.
thank you, chef.
You are welcome.
All right, guys. Hello, my name is Nanishka. I am a chef apprentice. I am honored to be doing this Puerto Rican dish for you. I did alter it just a little so it can be simple, but still have and pack the flavors of a typical pollo guisado. All right, I'm gonna start with some oil on my pan. I'm gonna be sauteing my I have today for you some boneless thighs. Get some gloves on.
Just gonna switch out your pan. This one's gonna work a little bit better for you.
Thank you, chef.
Yep. Get that hot again for you.
All right, while my pan gets hot, I'm gonna talk about a little bit about some sofrito. Sofrito consists of some onion, peppers, and some cilantro. This is just a typical starter sofrito. There is more things that we do add to it, but I wanted to have something that's still packed and had the flavor of sofrito, but it was simple and easy so that you can make it at home. All right. All right, I'm gonna add my sofrito. Let me get a spoon, chef. Thank you. Now, this is something that I make and my grandma taught me how to make. I wish you guys can be here so you can smell what I'm smelling. We just want to caramelize our onions a little bit, caramelize our peppers, bring the smell and the flavor out. All right. I'm gonna add some chicken. Yep, I'm just gonna get some tongs. You want 4 of them? All right.
4.
All right.
Try to fix some smaller ones. So
Yes, chef. Oh, yeah. All right. All right. Gonna add some thighs here.
Are these boneless, skinless thighs?
Yes, chef. This is gonna be much quicker to cook rather than if the thighs had the bone inside. Like I said, I want this to be easy. I want this to be simple and quick that you can make for your family. All right, so I'm gonna start adding some seasonings onto this. I want to start off with some adobo. Sprinkle your adobo there.
So Nana, real quick,
Yes, chef.
where can I find adobo?
Well, in the giant and the international aisle, you'll be able to find your adobo. The adobo we use today is the Goya adobo with the red top. You'll also find one with a green top and a blue one, but this is the one that we are using today. We're gonna do some sazon. Sazon is gonna give you some more flavor, some more color. That's what we want. We want to see some color in this. All right. And this is the sazon that we're using today. Another Goya product also could be found in the same aisle as you find your adobo. All right, I'm gonna use my tongs. Let's get all this coated up with that delicious seasonings that's on the chicken. I wish you guys were here to smell this. Look at that color.
Good, looks good.
Yeah, this is what we want to see. Look at the color on this chicken. Beautiful. Now we're gonna let this sit here for a little bit. We want it to cook, not all the way through because we're gonna finish it off in the oven, but we want to get it here.
Nanishka, we have a question. Somebody's asking why thighs over breasts?
Oh, thighs are, oh my God, thighs juicy. You're gonna want the juices from these thighs and oh yeah. Yep, we're gonna be cooking it in the sauce that we're gonna be using for it. So
That's good to know. So that helps to know that information.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love me some chicken breast. That is my favorite. But for this dish, you have to go with thighs.
So Nana, I understand back in May, you actually helped to make this dish for 300 people.
Yes.
Here in the Cooper Center.
Yes, I did. It's exciting. It was an honor, just like it's an honor to do this for you guys and show it. It is my first time doing it in front of somebody actually watching me do this. So I do appreciate every single one of you chiming in and watching us today. All right, I'm gonna flip these sides a little bit. Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah.
That's what we're gonna
Good
see.
color.
Oh yeah. All right. Should we put our tomatoes in? All right. So I have some diced tomatoes that we're gonna be putting in.
small.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's get this. Let's get these tomatoes with that flavor too.
All right, Nana, while you're working on that, I just want to show them. So these are the chips that we fried up.
Oh, those are beautiful.
So I just fried them up, and then I used that rub that I used on the pork, and I tossed them in that seasoning as well. It has a little bit of sweetness, but it also has a little bit of heat because of the pepper that's in it. And we're gonna plate that as part of our sandwich.
Okay.
You got a good one.
All right. Now we're just bringing up the temp because we're going to bring it to a boil. Now, my favorite side to use for this dish, I love white rice. White rice, you're able to soak up and soak up the flavors of the sauce that the chicken comes with. It's the perfect pair. My mom and grandma will always have an avocado. Avocado, sliced avocado is the typical thing that you'll want to serve this with. This is giving me a lot of childhood memories of being able to cook this with my mom, my grandma. I love it. And now I have my own kids, so now I'm showing them how to do this stuff.
All right, so there's our Cubano sandwich
Oh,
with our
beautiful.
potato chips.
Look at that.
That looks great. Good job, Chef Steve.
Yep,
Thank you, Chef.
that's beautiful.
The oven's still on. The oven's still on.
Mhm.
Red pizza quick.
Yes, chef.
All right.
All right, we're taking the chicken. We're about to put this in the oven. We're going to try to leave it in there for
All right.
12 to 15 minutes, but always remember to temp your chicken. Make sure it's 165 and above.
Chef Danishka, we have another question here.
All
So
good?
somebody said they have in their family they have dietary problems with acidic food. They want to know if there's a way to cook this dish, maybe with tomatoes. Maybe there's somehow to kind of cut back the acidity somehow.
Oh, yes. Like I said, this is like a chicken stew. So if you wanted to alter, it's up to the flavors that you would like. If you wanted to alter and cut back on the tomatoes, and you're able to do that.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Donna, could you use yellow diced tomatoes?
Yeah.
Yellow tomatoes are lower in acid.
Yep. Yellow tomatoes is lower in acid. That can be an alternative for you.
That's awesome. Great to know.
All right, Nana.
All
So
right.
next we're gonna work on a little bit different of a dish. So we're gonna do pulled turkey nachos. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what we have here is we have a couple of different. I'm just gonna put this on top of this first, kind of show you some of our components that we got. So we got our tortillas, we got green onions, pulled turkey, shredded cheese. We're gonna make it enchilada sauce from scratch, so everyone knows how to make. It's almost like a taco sauce. For those of you that aren't 100% sure exactly what it is, so we're gonna start with the enchilada sauce. And I think we're also gonna pass off the tortilla chips to Chef Tom so he can fry them up for us a while.
All right, I can do that
Yep.
for you, chef.
So we wanted to show everyone how to make fresh tortilla chips because not a lot of people know exactly how to do that. So it's really, really simple. You could do it at home in like a stock pot. You don't want to have too much oil in your pan, but you want to make sure it's hot enough. Because Nana, what happens if you overload your pan with stuff at home.
Oh, boil
It
over.
boils over. You're right.
Yeah.
So we don't want to do that at home because it's a hazard to everyone in the home
Yep.
and to yourself. There's slip hazards, and you can just really hurt yourself if you don't exactly know what you're doing.
Yes, chef.
All right. So what we're gonna do? Want to grab that stock pot right there?
Yes, chef.
All right. So we're gonna get it up to temp.
I'm excited for this dish.
That's good. All right. You want to grab a whisk out of there if I don't already have one, or even a spatula would work too.
No problem, chef.
All right. So the way we got to start this, we got to make a basic roux. For those of you that don't know what a roux is or might not know what it consists of some kind of fat and flour. Your fat could be oil or your fat could be butter.
Mhm.
It's whichever you prefer, and it's always equal parts. So we did some vegetable oil to start. Got to get that up to temp. So Nana, what a little bit more about Puerto Rico can you share with us?
All right.
Why this heats up a little bit?
Oh yeah, we have some tropical fruit over there. My mom and dad would tell me stories of them getting sugar canes, actual sugar canes, and being able to pick those straight up from the branches and being able to eat them. Or if your neighbor had a fruit tree that you didn't have, they'll just go, "Hey, can I have that?" And hey, yeah, can I have this one? So it's really beautiful. It's hot over there. I was there not too long ago visiting family, and woo, t-shirt and short weather.
Now, is that an all year long kind of
Yes.
like weather, or is it just only certain times of the year?
No, it's all year long.
Okay. All right. So now that we got our oil a little hot, we're gonna throw in our.
Thank you for holding for our scheduling team. Someone will be with you shortly.
We're gonna throw in our flour. Get this working. Nana, would you mind going and grab me a whisk, please?
Yes, chef.
Yeah. I just forgot to grab it. So whenever you make a roux, when you combine the two of them together, you're gonna smell a nuttiness flavor that comes from your flour. It just shows you how much you're cooking your product. So the darker the roux, the darker the sauce. So there's a blonde roux, you're gonna have a lighter sauce. If you have a darker roux, you're gonna have a darker sauce. This one we're gonna want to cook just a touch longer because of the color of our enchilada sauce or taco sauce. A lot of people, when you get them at the taco sauce at the store, when you get the taco sauce at the store, it's that darker color, like that reddish color. Some of it's seasonings, but most of it is your flour. Mixed together. All right. As you see, a little bit of the color has changed. It went from a blonde roux. We're on the verge of going from blonde to the next shade of color, just because it's just by how long you cook it. And you always want to be always stirring it. Because if you don't, you're gonna burn it. And the thing with this is flour sticks to the bottom very easily. Wouldn't you say, Nana, it's one of the easiest things you could burn?
Oh yeah. It's one of those things, if you don't pay attention, you gotta start all over. I wish you guys can smell the nuttiness of the flour. The longer you cook it, the more of a nuttier smell that you smell.
And the more potent it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you first throw it in, it's not that strong. It's just like almost like, I don't know exactly how to describe it.
It just smells flour.
Yeah. It's just, so now I just kind of pulled it off the heat. You could see how dark it got just in that little bit of time. So now we're gonna throw in our chicken stock. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna whisk this all together. Because that roux is what we call thickeners in the kitchen.
Mhm.
You can use it in soups. sauces. And it's not the only thickener you can use. There's so many different ones out there. A lot of the times cornstarch is the most convenient way.
Yeah, I
think
use
it's
that
the-
one a lot.
Yep, and a lot of people when they use cornstarch, you just use a slurry, which is just water and cornstarch. So as we get this
If
to
Steve,
cook,
we're having some people out there saying they're really craving some smell-o-vision right now, so they
I'm
can
sh-
smell this.
I'm sure. I'm sure. All right, so we're gonna throw in our other seasonings here. Got some paprika, some garlic, chili powder, and some cumin. Cumin is one of those spices that are used a lot in, I would say in this kind of cooking. Wouldn't you say, Nana?
Yes, chef.
All right. So this is how we would make a traditional enchilada sauce or a taco sauce. We're just gonna throw a little bit of a twist in it. We're gonna throw some tomatoes in it. So it almost makes it almost like a picante sauce or like a salsa. The only thing we don't have is like the jalapenos that would go in it, but it's still the same kind of concept.
Oh yeah.
All right. So as that cooks down, so like I said, we have some cheddar jack here, we have some pulled turkey barbecue, and we got some green onions. Nana, do you know how we make our pulled turkey here at the restaurant?
Oh yeah. We season our turkey with almost the same seasonings that we would use for the enchilada, and then we bake it in our oven. Most important is always making sure that your whatever meat that you're cooking, that you get it up to the safe temperature that it needs to be to eat. I feel like that's the number one when it comes to cooking meats.
Yep.
Always make sure, don't really go by time, go by the temperature of your meat. Like I was explaining earlier with our thighs, make sure that your thighs is 165 and above. I think that's should be the number one rule.
Yep. So to go along with what Nana was saying, the temperature in general of poultry is 165 and above. So that's the goal that you want to go. So like at Thanksgiving, that you want to go 165 or above.
Yep.
Your chicken breast when you're at home, same thing. That's the safe recommended temperature, internal temperature for cooking for chicken and poultry.
And to tell you the truth, chef, it wasn't until I started my culinary journey and being a culinary student and working at the Chef Apprentice that I knew about the temperatures. I used to just cook it, so I saw it or it felt a certain way. But now that I'm able to know I'm able to make it taste better, not dry it out a little bit. It is a weakness of mine of drying out my chicken before, but not anymore. I'm a Coli 3 now.
So to go along with what Nana said, a lot of people are unaware that there are proper cooking temperatures for certain proteins. It's just one of those things that not most of our parents never really teach you growing up.
Yeah.
Not saying that it's not the case, but a lot of the times I know that I was never taught I was always taught to cook it till it looks done in the middle. That's the way that's the way I was always.
Open it up a little. They're gonna see no pink in there.
Absolutely.
It's good to eat.
Absolutely. So that's one of the benefits. And like Nana said, you also learn not to dry out your protein whenever you cook it.
Yep.
And that's with any protein. That's with fish, poultry, beef. It's across the board. And like I said about the pork loin, my pork loin I cooked to 145. So what you do is, like I said, you let it rest. And even chicken is the same thing. You want to let it rest. You don't want to let all those good juices that you cook into your protein come out by not letting it rest. All right, Nana, that smells pretty good, doesn't it?
It does.
Say.
And look at how
it goes with that smell-o-vision a little bit.
Oh yeah. And now you can see how thick the sauce is from that roux that we made earlier.
So that roux is the basis of all. And here's the thing with the roux: you can also overcook a roux. You can burn. You can burn a roux. Just like anything else when you use flour, you can burn it the same way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set this off to the side a little bit. I'm going to cut off this. How's our chicken going, Nana?
Let's go check.
All
I'm
right.
gonna temp our chicken. Thank you, chef. All right. Beautiful. I got 170. Perfect. So above that 165, it's gonna be nice. Oh yeah. Now I want to show you guys this beautiful, beautiful. Look at this. That's beautiful right there. Look at that. Like I said, simple, easy. You've seen the ingredients that we had. It wasn't too many. You can make this at home and it's going to be packing so much flavor. All right.
Your presentation.
Thank you, chef. I'm just going to grab me
That's
some tongs right
this
here.
out of the way, Nana. Just be careful. That might be just a little touch warm.
Thank you,
But
chef.
you should be able to put the plate up there if you want.
All right. So we got a plate of white rice right here. I want to grab one of these beautiful thighs. You know what? Let's do 2 of these beautiful thighs. Right on top of that rice.
Gotcha.
Thank you, chef.
no
And
problem.
let's put some of this beautiful sauce on top of it.
Smells so good.
And it's simple. This was so easy to make. Let's put a little bit of green on top of that.
Now, Nana, if you don't feel comfortable making sofrito at home, can you get it in the grocery store?
Once again, giant. You'll find the sofrito in the frozen aisle. Usually they do have an international frozen aisle for this stuff. So if you don't want to make the sofrito yourself, you are able to buy it also from the Goya brand. They also have that. And I just want to show you guys how beautiful this looks.
Looks delicious.
Look at that dish right there. That's
All right.
beautiful. I'm gonna move this a
Great
little bit
job.
to the side.
Great job, Nana. That looks beautiful.
Thank you, chef.
All right. So now I'm gonna have you finish up the rest of these pulled turkey nachos.
Oh, yes.
All right. So Chef Tom fried up these beautiful tortilla chips. You see how they got all that nice golden brown on them?
Oh,
yeah. It's all in the basket. It's all in the basket. So we're just gonna put some at the bottom of our plate.
You can't go wrong with these. These are awesome.
And if you want to, you can salt them when they come out of the fryer, or
Mhm.
you don't need to. It's all about what you like.
Yep.
All right. Next, we're gonna do a little bit of our turkey.
All right, let me get.
Right on top. You want to use some tongs?
Yes, chef.
There you go.
Okay. All right, look at that. That's beautiful.
All right. Oop. Next, some cheese. All
Can't
right,
go
then
wrong
we're
with
gonna
cheese.
we're gonna pass that back to Chef Tom, so you can just kind of pop that in the oven for a minute or two, just kind of melt that cheese. One thing you could also do is how Chef Tom had this lined. You could also put all your barbecue on top of this, and then you could do all your cheese on top of it and pop it in the oven,
Family
just
style.
like that. Yep, family style football Sunday. It's a great meal that could feed a lot of people.
Especially, can you use your enchilada sauce with this?
Absolutely. Yep. So what we're gonna do once they come out, we're gonna put a little bit of that enchilada sauce right on top. And we're gonna put some of the green onions on top. That still looks so as it sat just a little bit, it thickened even just a touch more. Want to grab another ladle out of there, Nana?
Yes, chef. Let's get this one.
All right, perfect. Let those nachos come out. Set that off to the side. All right.
One more minute, un minuto.
Any questions at all so far? I know we presented a lot of different dishes today, and a different styles, and a lot of information was provided at the same time.
We just actually had a question come through. Can you mix the oil and flour together before heating for the roux?
So I would say it's not going to turn out the greatest. So what's going to happen if you do that? It's going to turn into a paste before you even put it in your pan, and it's not going to cook properly. So like I said, whenever you mix the two of them, you want to get your oil hot and then add your flour so it doesn't turn into a paste. If you have too much flour to too much oil, it's going to turn into that paste. So either which way, it kind of will both turn into a paste no matter the way you look at it.
Yeah.
So you want to try to keep them separate until you heat up your fat, and then you want to throw in your flour.
Wow, look at those
That looks
nachos.
beautiful. All right, Nana, I'm gonna put some of this enchilada sauce. If you want to bring the green onions up there once I'm done.
Yes, chef.
All right.
Beautiful.
So we have 3 easy dishes, 3 beautiful dishes.
This is exciting.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. We do appreciate you taking the time to watch us today. Something that we say when it's time to eat from my culture is buen provecho, which is like the bon appetit for us. We hope you guys enjoy these recipes. Like I said, simple, easy, each one of them packing lots of flavor. If you do make this, we hope you enjoy.
And can I say congratulations, Nana, on your first Zoom cooking show.
Thank you.
God.
Yep, you did great.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, that was great. I think we have 3 amazing dishes here. You know, we appreciate you taking the time to do this for us. You know, we're getting some nice comments in there. You know, people, some of our viewers are saying that they're even thinking like they need to stop getting the delicious chicken tenders and fries from you guys. They need to start trying some other stuff because clearly you have some amazing food that you're able to make down there.
Yeah, we'll be here
Yep.
to serve you.
We're open Monday through Thursday, 7:30 to 2:30, and then on Friday, 7:30 to 1:30. 1. I'm sorry, 1.
And some of the people here, they are saying thank you so much for, you know, taking the time to do this today. Someone even said
Oh,
that
it's
they're
our
going to try this with their family, and that everybody's really hungry right now and they really want to try these dishes.
It's our pleasure. We're very happy to have the time to be able to provide this for you guys today.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Once again, this is live from the Chef's Apprentice. We appreciate you joining us today. This is in conjunction with the amazing chefs over there at Chef's Apprentice, and of course the Office of Student Involvement. Thank you so much. We have lots of great other events that are coming up for Hispanic Heritage Month. Please keep a lookout for your emails there for all the great programs that are happening, so this way you can come join us. Once again, thank you, and we hope that you have a great day. Over and out from the Chef's Apprentice.